webinar. Very good morning, very good afternoon, and very good evening to all. I express my gratitude towards the organizers of webinar and especially Mr. Ashok P, Mr. Nawaz Sheikh for providing me an opportunity to express my inputs in nanotechnology and Ayurveda. Ayurveda, the science of life, originated. Is it visible, sir? Hello?
Please continue.
Is it visible, sir? Ayurveda, science of life, originated from Bharat, that Indian subcontinent, before 25 years ago. The prevention is better than cure. Swasthyanam, Atrasya Vikara Prashamanam cha is the motto and the basic principle of life. As per the text references in Ayurveda, before 7th century, the metals and minerals were used in treating the diseases in the form of powders named as Ayaskruti. And after 7th century, the new techniques developed, which even in more fine particles, non-reversible forms of the metals called as a bhasma. On the other hand, nanotechnology is newly found branch in science which deals with the study and use of the structure which are in between 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer in size, where 1 nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 part of 1 meter. The theory of nanometer was first proposed by Rieser's. He was the first person to measure the size of gold colloidal particle using microscope. The nanomedicine makes the use of nanomaterial and nanoelectric biosensors. Nanomedicine helps in early detection and prevention, improved diagnosis, and proper treatment of disease. Certain nanoparticles are the markers and the labels. Gene sequencing has become a more sensible, more accurate with the discovery of nano devices like gold nanoparticles, which are tagged with the DNA, can be used for the genetic sequence in a sample. With the help of nanotechnology, the damaged tissue can be reproduced, or replaced in tissue engineering, which might transform the transplantation of organ or artificial implants. A Charaka Samhita is the basic literature in Ayurveda in 1500 before Christ. In Bharat, the nanoparticles were called as a Lohadi Rasayana. This concept of reduction in the particle size was first established in India in the text which is quoted is a Charak Samhita 1500 before. Thank you. Development of plant-derived medicines in nanotechnological aids, that is nanophytomedicine, is a grand success in the integration of traditional historical knowledge to a new science. Ayurveda medicines for the internal use can be classified into two components: herbal preparations and herbo-mineral preparations. For the herbal preparations, they are having the targeted. Ancient pharmaceuticals is focused on the targeted drug delivery to the disease cell or biological pressure. We call it as in Ayurveda, Sanskrit, it is Rogaghnata and Doshaghnata. Low dosage form, that is a matra. Use of catalyst or vehicle for easy drug delivery. We call it as in Sanskrit, Sahapan or Anupan. And use of time or period for the various biological processes in the body for easy targeted drug delivery. We call it in Sanskrit, it is a Aushadha Sevana Kal. There are 11 times of 24 hours which are quoted as a Aushadha Sevana Kal, that is the time useful for the targeted drug delivery. For the internal medication, the herbal and herbo-mineral preparations are used to get the people away from old age, disease and death. The motto of using the herbal and herbo-mineral preparations in treating the disease as well as in the healthy person is quoted as Jara Ruk Mrutyunashaya Rasyateva Rasomataha. That means the medicine or the purpose of such herbo-mineral combinations is to make the people away from old age, from the disease and from the death. In Ayurveda, there are 4 types of treatments, regimes quoted in the Ayurveda. First is the Atharvadi, that is the treatment of mantra chikitsa, that is the enchanting of certain mantras with having the certain resonance and frequency. While the enchanting, it gives the changes in the certain biochemical processes in the body. Then Daivi, that is the treatment performed with the metals and minerals. Then Manushi, that is the treatment with the vegan products. And Asuri, that is the treatment with certain instruments or weapons. We may call it as a surgery. The nanomedicines in Ayurveda, herbo-mineral combinations were used in 4 ways named as Ayaskriti, Parpati, Kupipakva Rasayan, Khalviya or Kharaliya Rasayan and Potali Rasayan. These are few photographs of such herbo-mineral preparations. The endangered species were preserved at that time in the vicinity of the temples. Apart from that, the medicines were prepared in a trituration method or the mother tincture method in such a way that they can be used for years together with the least dose of medicine. Such system is popularly accepted in homeopathy, and they are making and using the medicines with the X potency and 10x, 100x, 1000x potency combinations in powder form and 3x, 6x, 9x potency in the liquid form. All these preparations in Ayurveda, they were called as a Sukshma Aushadhi, that is the nanomedicine. The synonym of Sukshma Aushadhi is the nanomedicine. All these preparations were, most of the time, it were Bhasma. Bhasma is the most ancient application of nanomedicine, which was established in 7th century, and in 9th century, Gandhaka Jarana, that is ash of sulfur, was first documented with the help of glass bottle. A glass bottle was used to make this medicine. In 13th century, the Rasa Sindur was the first medicine which is documented with the instrument made up of sand and glass bottle, and the medicine was prepared. While preparing the bhasmas, certain procedures are performed in sequence. First is the sattva patan, that is metal extraction from the ore. Then purification of the metal with the help of the herbs, we call it as shodhana. Then wet grinding of the metal with the herbs, we call it as bhavana. Then heating to the certain temperature with the help of a number of cow dungs, more than 1000, we call it as marana or bhasmikaran, and allowed to keep cool at its own, we call it as a swanga shita. And after that, there is a bhasmikaran, amrutikarana, that is the making of nanoparticle in the irreversible form. Bhasma, that is nanoparticles, are organometallic or organomineral complexes, as they are integrated with the biological molecules of organic liquid media, having improved stability, functionability, absorption, assimilation, bioavailability, biocompatibility, targeted delivery of ingredients, and effectiveness. Ayurvedic bhasmas are considered to be safe and have some common properties as immunomodulation and anti-aging quality, targeted drug delivery, prescribed in a minute dosage form, readily absorbable, adaptable, and non-toxic, spreads quickly and fast acting, and it has the Agni Deepana, that is, it increases the metabolism at the cellular level. The size of Suvarna Bhasma is founded, that is gold Bhasma, gold calx is found to be 56 nanometer. The gold particles in Suvarna Bhasma at 27 plus or minus 3 nanometer have been found effective in ameliorating symptom of arthritis, and at 4 nanometer size helped in increased apoptosis in the beta chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Mukta Shukti Bhasma, that is pearl oyster calx at 20.45 nanometer in size, used in acidity, pyrexia, tuberculosis, cough, and asthma. Also, this increases the bone mineral density. Mandura Bhasma, that is iron calx in macrocytic anemia and hemolytic jaundice. Tamra Bhasma, that is copper calx in hepatoprotection and antioxidant. Yashada Bhasma, zinc calx in myopia, diabetes, and leukorrhea. Ayurvedic bhasmas hold the strong relevance in emerging era of nanoparticles and can serve as an excellent template for the development of nanomedicine. The accumulated toxicity data on hazardous effects on the heavy metals have made health scientists afraid to use these metal as a medicine. The heavy metals are toxic, but not their oxides. Bhasmas involve the conversion of metal into the mixed oxides. During transformation, zero valent metal stage get converted into a form with higher oxidation state along with complete destroy of its toxic in nature. The nanoforms of the metal and materials for the medicinal application raises the safety concern. The nanoform have unique properties in terms of magnetic, catalytic, optical, electrical, and mechanical attributes when compared to their non-nanobulk forms, indicating that a compound in a nanoform should be considered as a new compound. Even though bhasma is considered to be reduced or non-toxic form from metal and minerals, the physical characteristic tests were carried out to prove its efficacy and potency. The quality control was used to be done for the test of bhasmas, what is the irreversible form of a metal. That is, first is the specific odor, then lightness to float on the water, that is varitaratva, fineness to enter in the finger ridges. It should not get into its original form, that is apunarbhavatva. It should be tastelessness, gatarasatva. It should be lusterless. Bhasma must not be shiny before the therapeutic application. After proper incineration, the luster of metal should not remain. The smoothness, like corallium, and a pinch of prepared bhasma was mixed with a little amount of curd or lemon juice. If no color change, then it indicates the metal is completely converted to the ash. Here I am showing you one figure of Kupi Pakva Rasayan, the bhasma made in a glass bottle. Here the bhasma is accumulated in the upper part, we call it as the Galastha Rasayan. In the downward part, it's called as the Talastha Rasayan. And in both, different types of bhasmas are prepared in a different way, and they have their capacity to collect at the top of the bottle or at the bottom of the bottle. Different bhasmas have different properties of accumulation, which is practiced since 7th century in India. when we are dealing with the medicine of endangered species, Sukshma Aushadhi, nanomedicine is the best option. In Indian subcontinent, different modalities were used to treat the physical and mental illness. The route of administration of such nanomedicines were sublingual, through the nasal cavity, through the skin, through the mouth, through the ear with a frequency. In the temples, the idols were carved in a specific mineral stones. They are carved in all over India, and this tirtha, that is the water or milk poured on that idols, is collected and it was given as a tirtha. It is a holy water to get the mineral benefits of that stone with the spiritual blessings of that idol to the deceased ones. This practice, along with the bell ringing, then application of bhasma. Bhasma is also the ash of certain herbal preparation, and that was to be put on the forehead to protect the all important organs like a pituitary gland and other important hormonal uh, glands which are controlling our body. Then one lehana sanskar, that is a application, sublingual application of suvarna prashan to get the small kid good immunomodulation and disease-free condition. And the Pushya Nakshatra of every month, we are giving the Lehana Sanskara, that is the application on the medicine, application of the Suvarna Prash on the tongue of a small child, newborn child, to the 10th of its age. We are applying traditionally as a nanomedicine. Then gold water, the small ring of gold which is to be boiled in the water. The nanoparticles from the gold get with the use of the heat, some particles get accumulated in the water, and it is given as an immunomedicine in the children. It is traditionally practiced in India. Through the necessity, there are different types of physical and mental diseases which are cured with the different fragrances of flowers. So treatment through the fragrance is practiced in India. It is also a part of a nanomedicine. Then treatment through the sound frequency, ringing of the bells, as we have practiced in COVID area, that different types of ringings and different types of frequencies produced with the different instruments have the antiviral property. It is proved in the COVID area also. The application of certain medicines on the drums in front of the different temples, and putting the stick on the drums and giving the lot of fine particles, microfine particles in the vicinity of the temple gives the antiviral and protective environment with the application of a non-toxic and some doshagna, we call it as the dashanga lepa, that is a practical application of herbs on the surface of the drum, and with the beating of the drum, that microfine particles used to spread in the area, and which gives the antiviral property in the area of a temples. So these practices are regularly practiced in India and get the very less we call it as a Janapadodvamsa Vyadhi, that is the epidemic diseases due to the air contamination, to avoid the air contamination. Then regularly the dhupana, that is it is practiced in every home of traditionally every home in India, that we are pouring certain volatile medicines uh, on the fire, and that the small particles are ingested by all the family members in the home as well as in the temples or the holy places or in the public places also, to get the viral free environment and to get some volatile substances which cure some chest problems, some bronchovascular bacterial infections that can be avoided with such types of do, especially clove, then ajwain. This is commonly used. Vacha, it is commonly used in the homes in India. So such type of very, we call it as a nanomedicine in a traditional way, was actually since long back we are using in India. Still research has to go on continuously on that, and let us connect with tradition and nanomedicine together for the new future. Thank you very much. I express gratitude towards all the delegates and speakers. Thank you very much.